to us all. The desperate few struggled to survive.
For Honor is another title from Ubisoft that displays the risks and width the studio has within its releases. Now first shown at 2015 E3, it was a title not that well explained, and the beautiful CGI trailer from Unit Image is up to the high quality of others, but the game is not quite at that level, unsurprisingly. By no means an issue though, as it is simply a gorgeous title, as you can see from the on-screen PS4 release presented here. From the closed alpha, it is a very solid and impressive start for the game. The native 1080p image really strikes with you its elaborate architecture, materials and settings, with another VR world of memories its base of action. And it borrows much more than its premise from its Assassin's Creed stablemate, as the same AnvilNext engine that powered Unity is also used here. The same issues with physics of cloth hair are present in this early work in progress, but it now supports higher resolutions on console with its smaller sandbox of action. The link and inspiration can be seen from the opening section of Unity, displaying the direction or inspiration that the team took. The high material shaders are also used here with strong diffuse properties as sunlight scorches stone buildings, weathered wood, or your many garments of armour. Strong bloom oversaturates the skyline as it beams behind buildings. The overblown lighting seemingly not fully corrected here for SDR displays, but I am sure will be upon release, as this will be one of the few titles that will support native HDR lighting for the new PS4 Pro and the recently updated PS4 firmware update. As long as you've got a 4K TV, mind. Xbox One S players will also benefit from this edition when released, which I have not had access to during this closed alpha, along with the PC version. Again, this will only work if you have the relevant HDR panel, but even here in SDR form, the game's visual impact is clearly felt. The shared resource and talent carries over the entire game, with sun-drenched castle grounds to rain-soaked seafront forts. Its asset quality is sky-high and convincing, and it's also backed up by an equally high standard and features elsewhere. Unlike Unity, it carries a high sampled per object velocity based motion blur that already looks incredibly good in conjunction with the radial camera blur, low artifact and background foreground sample exclusions, leaving a convincing CGI look. With the 30Hz rate greatly assisted by its inclusion, it is the best I have seen from the engine thus far. Like some of the other filters in the game for foreground culling within the camera frustum, it does use a dithered sample pattern to reduce its cost, but due to the smooth temporal blend between samples, this is rarely seen and even less distracts in action. Other post effects include a post-processed AA solution with no obvious signs of a temporal solution in use here just yet, as it may yet be included, but the high asset quality, low levels of shader specular and composite materials do keep shimmer and noise to a minimum, with only thin trees or distant geometry giving any issues as you move. Chromatic aberration also joins the game's PP catalogue, which fringes the edges between red and green at the extremities of the camera, and although not the best effect in games, it does work well here as it is not overdone and helps the IQ ever so slightly also. With the impressive physics of the engine again being used here, as characters all come adorned with swaying accessories, draped cloth, headgear and hair. As the cast supports both male and female warriors, you can easily determine between the two, even if at times the female walk is far more catwalk than catfight. It is very well done. Physics show the same jump into scenes from the real-time cutscenes that start the battles as you are handed control. This gives characters natural movement of weight as you run, roll and fight, and it's used extensively across all characters, including the vast hordes of AI bots from the both teams in the domination matches. Shields break as you smash through, characters fall and flail with soft body reactions from your swipes. Animation throughout is again a typical Ubisoft high point, and even though some animation sets do look to be extensions of ones we have already seen in Unity and Syndicate, they are far from a bad thing and are accompanied by a brand new set that deliver a unique style to each character type. From moving your hands or clenching your fists as you walk, to resting the hands on the sword. Negating the need for a stamina bar, you can see the visible weariness from your soldier as he grows tired from the battle and the weight of armour. These idle animations all adding to the game's feel, with the samurai being far more precise and controlled in movement, from a backflip stance to a seppuku-inspired execution to the lumbering Viking sways and oak tree-like runs. You almost wince as the axe comes crashing down. The inverse kinematics and weighted physics also play into the animation loops. As you run, climb and turn, you carry the momentum of your actions through, and this is carried over to its satisfying combat system, entitled The Art of Battle by the team. It really works well with simple hack and slash methods, quickly causing you to lose your head. It really is an incredibly impressive animation and combat system, and helps greatly to immerse you in the world and action. Learning the various strengths and weaknesses of each class, you will soon pull off some seriously cool moves as you block, parry, swipe and totally destroy your enemies. With 3 modes available in this alpha, from 1-to-1 or 2-on-2 duels to the 8-man plus AI grand battles, allowing you to mix up the fun. And although I could see the multiplayer having a short lifespan unless more modes are included with the final release, which I hope they are, it is serious fun to play the game types. 2-on-2 battles allow 2 humans to fight 2 humans or bots, and if one fight ends, then all of a sudden you now have a 2v1 skirmish. Tactics come in to run and try and revive your colleague, or stay and battle them both. The game's engine, art and animation shine brightest in the large domination matches as you hold on to areas and cut your way through the AI army and human leaders, reliving any Highlander dreams in full. In fact, the game is almost a spiritual successor to the C64 classic Barbarian and its trend-setting sequel that also included both male and female warriors, and that same satisfying smile when you pulled off a decapitation. On the Amiga, of course. The game and quality of the title has really impressed me, even more so with its current performance metrics. As it targets a 30Hz rate in action from all my games and tests, this never buckles, and the visceral action is never let down by the performance, a welcome change from the Unity influence. It does run an adaptive VSync, but this only occurs when the game has some small stutters that only really appear during the loading into the start of a battle, with small dips and top section tearing being very brief, and I'm sure even if they remain in the final release, which I doubt, they are so minor as to not be of issue at all. The complete package delivered here from art, animation, control and frame rates are all equally deserving of praise. With its own take on the hash and slash genre, with its own twists, I am eager to get more hands on, which includes the most likely even more impressive single player campaign come its final, already ram-packed February 27 release. Now this may see even more visual benefits and possibly more signs of that adaptive VSync setting in action, but I will be first in line to play the game and prove my honour, and also give you guys the heads up. I have really enjoyed the alpha, even with its obvious hiccups and bugs. As expected, it already feels a solid and enjoyable offering that does not have many other titles to compare against. My concerns of the short-lived multiplayer appeal most likely appeased when the game's multiple choice single player campaign, I can already feel that Ubisoft may have yet another hit on their hands once the final blow is landed. As always, I hope you guys and girls enjoyed this. If you did, then please feel free to subscribe and like below, as it really helps my channel and helps support my work. Please read more on this or other articles on my website. Please leave all your thoughts and feedback below, and I'll see you very soon on the next one.
Yeah!